I may tell y'all a jokey joke, but I would never tell y'all a lie. In this past class, I hate it. It was enjoyable, but I hate it. Hey y'all, if y'all don't know who I am, my name is Millie. I am a graphic designing student studying online at FSU University. What I do here on this channel thus far is every time I finish a course of my program, I upload. The reason for that is because when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to go to school for here at Full Sail and gather more information about the graphic design program, there weren't many videos, or it was very limited when it came to the things that they shared. So I want to change that and help all my other soon to be graphic design hers and graphic design hims out in the world, and yeah, just kind of bring my life to y'all. It is September 10th. It's a Tuesday. We have officially 12 more months of school left. Clap it up. Clap it up. Y'all gotta clap it up because y'all been here with me all this time. I believe overall this is a 28-month course. I want to say, don't shoot the messenger. I am recording on a Digi Osmo Pocket 3, y'all. I definitely got the camera when it came time. Y'all know I was going between my GoPro 12 Black and this camera from Mexico trip that I had last month, and everything is beautiful. I love every single little thing about this little camera, from the mic to just how versatile this camera is. Like, I love it so much. But let's just continue with it because I just remember the last time I was kind of going back and forth with y'all. So starting off, y'all already know, if you go look at my last video, I kind of give like the overview reading of what this class would be. So if you haven't watched my last video, go ahead and watch my last video. Is starting off the video, I'm making this so late in September because the grade finally posted. I don't like really having y'all wait for a final grade for the class, so yeah. I passed the class with a B+, okay? Digital publishing, wow. Got a B+, we finished with an 88.3. It is my fault, but life happens. My spouse, when we got back from Mexico, my spouse had a big oral surgery, and you know, trying to take care of my spouse, and y'all know I hurt my ankle at work back in May. I was out for 2 months. This is literally like my second week back at work. So it's like I was still going back and forth trying to get accustomed to going back to work. My spouse had surgery. I was taking care of all of the 7 teeth that was taken out of my spouse's mouth. I got sidetracked. I was overwhelmed, still had to do school. I missed my last assignment, which was posting on my discussion board. All I did was reply to 2 classmates. I am so upset with myself, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to start y'all off with something nice, positive, and good. I don't even think you guys could see it. I'm not gonna try to flip over the camera because I have to leave for work, but I really wanted to make sure y'all got this video. My GPA is a 3.86, so we're at a 3.8. It's not the 4.0 that we had for a year, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Y'all know me. I don't care as long as I pass. It's not a C+, a C-, it's not a D+, D-, and it's damn sure not an F. Let's get into the video. So usually I like to start off with some pros and cons. Some cons of it is that there are a lot of specifications. You have to realize that this is digital publishing. This is the things that you create to send to clients, what it needs to be in, how you need to send it, how you have to package it. That leads into 2. In this class, you are going to learn how to package items, saving them with certain specifications, all together into one master folder and then zipping it all together so all those folders are all together. Holy crap, I hate even thinking about it. At first, because the projects that we needed to package weren't as big as the last project, my last project gave me the most trouble. That comes into con number 3. I'm guessing because when you turn in assignments, it has to be under 4 MBs, and my project was a 3.6, and although it is under the 4, I was having so much trouble when it came to packaging and zip filing to package that master folder that it was not uploading to FSO, it wasn't uploading in Safari, it wasn't uploading. I went to Firefox. It wasn't uploading. I went to Google Chrome. It wasn't uploading. And I did have this problem with a zip file in my previous class, which was Project and Portfolio 3, but when I went to Chrome to turn it in, it always went in. It was just Safari. With this last big project that I had to do, it was giving me such a huge problem, and no matter what I was telling my instructor, although he did understand, I guess at the end, because before that final project, the zip before this big project, that package is sent. It sent right through, no problems. It was this huge one. But anyways, at first he wanted me to go to McDonald's, try their Wi-Fi, try a neighbor's Wi-Fi, try this Wi-Fi. Sir, I'm not Dora the Explorer. I am not doing all this to submit this assignment. There has to be another way. Because I can't zip around the world. I'm trying neighbor's Wi-Fi, like it's just not working. It's this one file, and I feel like once he saw that the project before the final one that just zipped right through no problem, he saw that one he actually got, it was actually completed. He then told me, just make a Google Drive or a Google One or whatever, send it to me that way, send me the link, but just know for other classes, they may not accept it. Well, I don't know what to tell them, because if I'm telling you, I brought it to the hospital where my spouse was trying to upload it. I brought it to my job trying to upload it. It's just this file. I'm not going to McDonald's, Wendy's, Starbucks, and Hokey Pokey and Chuck E. Cheese to upload this. It's not gonna work. I don't know what to tell you. So that's my third con of it. Sometimes I just have to realize, like, I did what I could do, and if you can't understand that I'm doing everything that I could do, if you want to do it, you come here, you get this computer, and you do it yourself. Because I tried all your options. I'm not going to every single fast food chain here in Delaware. Absolutely not. So there was that, and that was really aggravating for me, because I'm telling you I'm attempting to, and it's just not working, and you don't give a damn. I don't like that. Find a new job. A pro. I can't say I have any, because that last little thing really gave me a bad taste in my mouth. So let's just continue out with the video. Week 1 is basically like the overview of the class. It's really just a video kind of running you through, plagiarism, no reusing past assignments is self-plagiarism, professionalism, turning in assignments, and so on and so forth. Also had in week 1 a video which you just had to watch. It was like a YouTube video. I'm gonna go down the list while also explaining, while also trying to hurry up because I have to be at work soon, and I want to come back home tonight, edit this, and put it out for y'all. Third thing, we watched a design thinking video, which is just another video. You need to watch it, put that you completed. Going into 4 was another video that we had to watch, put down that you completed it. And then we had a discussion board. So this was like the first actual assignment. We had to watch a coffee bar packaging inside the agency's packaging design process video. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. So we had to watch that. We had to make a post on what concept of the 4 that was shown in that video that we liked and why we chose it. And we had to respond to 2 classmates, so there's not really anything for me really to show y'all for that one. Next, we had a InDesign tutorial. Also had a video we had to watch. For this InDesign tutorial, we just had to follow along to a video to create like a magazine page layout, if you will. So this was basically the one we had to follow along to. That's one. Here was 2. And here was 3. And then we have one little last one, and that was 4. That was that, like an actual first assignment. Oh, I got a 95 on that because I forgot to change like a CMYK to a RGB, which is like the specifications I was talking about. Like, you just really have to pay attention to some of the things that are put in the layout. But me, I was rushing through. I said, I go on vacation, I'm not doing any homework. When I'm out there, I'm gonna just do it. I don't care, I passed. The next assignment was a shoebox research and mood board. You'll be responsible for designing a shoebox for an existing athletic, tennis, or sneaker shoe brand. Along with the box design, we had to do an in-store point of purchase poster. But the twist of it was that our target audience was androids and robots. Just had to make a mood board for it. I'm going to try to see if I could pick it up. I did Nike. It was just quick and easy, and again, I was just trying to get it done. So just going through really quickly without opening the whole thing. This was kind of like my mood board, brand info, the audience, my color palette, example types, like my inspiration, more inspiration, my robotic graphic style, more graphic styles, and that was basically it. So when it came to doing that one, we got a 100. On the previous one, the magazine one, we got a 95. I'm not sure if I said that. After that, we also had another project. This project was the soccer team research and mood board. So just like the sneaker and poster mood board, this was just for a soccer team. But this one also had a catch. Now, our target audience for this was that we were designing for a national astronaut soccer league. Had to come up with our team name and location, the uniform designs, the media ads, and everything had to reflect on a concept that the team is a space astronaut soccer team. Okay, and I got a 100 on that. It was basically the same thing as a Nike mood board, so I'm not going to get too deep into that. And for the first week of digital publishing, I got a 98.75, so that was cool, that was great, I was chilling. For week 2, we had an overview of what week 2 would be. We had a video lecture on advertising designs. We had another video lecture on the types of packagings. We had another video lecture on the anatomy of poster designs. We had another video lecture on what makes a good poster. And that was all the video lectures we had. For our actual first assignment, we had to watch, I believe, 2 videos of the history of bands. And we had to write which era or which video we found works the best and was the strongest. We couldn't just say, oh, the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, whatever. We actually had to explain and go into reasonings. And then we also had to respond to 2 classmates. For that one, I received a 100. Our second actual assignment was another InDesign tutorial we had to go along with. This time we were doing InDesign clipping techniques, wrapping text, so on and so forth. On this, I got a 85 because now this time my RGBs needed to be converted into CMYKs. So here basically was my clip out. I chose her. I chose the type, and we had to make the type wrap around. Same thing for this one. We did a half a page type of fill. And here was my third one. We had to do it inside of shapes, and that was basically it. Yeah, for that we got an 85. Don't care, we passed. Not making too much swoopty about it. Next was our shoebox and in-store poster design. I didn't like this because they provided us with like a flat, I'll show you guys, like a flat version of a shoebox. Every piece was labeled, but when it came to designing it, of course you would design it in InDesign or Illustrator or whatever. You have to incorporate like a, what do you call it? Like a QR code, a little scanning code for when somebody purchases the box, recyclable little symbols. And I know that he took off a lot of points because mine were too far on the box. Like they were still where it needed to be, but he wanted them closer. That's another thing. When it came to his critiques on certain assignments, it wasn't, hey, like great job, but I recommend you do this. It was more so like, I don't like this, points taken off because I don't like this, I don't like this. Sir, if you want to make this how you want to make it, come make it. Like, I don't feel like as a professor, if we're doing something and this was our choice, if you're giving us a target audience and this is supposed to be our design for it, because you're not the client, but you shouldn't be grading us on what you do and do not like, you know? Well, you shouldn't be grading us on what you don't like. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to take points off because you don't like what colors I used. You don't like this, you don't like this. What was the color? What was the point of the mood board for what I wanted to use with my colors, the colors that I used? Where was that energy when you were looking at my color palette? Like, I didn't like that. It would be one thing to say, you know, you did a great job with this, but I recommend changing this. Like, it wasn't that. It was never like, let me applaud this student. It was just, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, change it. And that gave me the ick.
Hey y'all, today is Wednesday. I'm currently at work. I actually came in an hour early so I could edit this video. So when I go home tonight, I could just send it out for y'all. As I'm editing this, I'm realizing I could have worded it better. What I mean to say is, of course, excuse me, you want to be able to critique your students, but at the same time, if it's based off of our own designs and what we want it to be, of course, again, you have to critique it, but at least applaud what your students do instead of just pointing out what you don't like. It shouldn't be what you don't like. You should have worded it as something that, or recommendations that I could elevate my work by doing. So yeah, back to the video.
Ways, don't care, just glad it's over, don't want to talk about it. Understand it's never going to get easier. I understand the constructive criticism. Like, maybe I'm looking at it from a standpoint of myself, because you will have clients that do that, but as an instructor who's supposed to be informing us on how to better ourselves in these things, it didn't seem like one of those moments. So this was a sneaker box layout, you know, you design underneath it or whatever, but when it came to putting it into the Photoshop mock-up, you had to literally like cut each piece individually, boom, cut, copy, paste, go into Photoshop, place it, figure out the exact little area of it. Like, it was just, I hated that so much. But coming into it, here was my poster. Yeah, ate it up. It was real good. Rusty Threes, that was the name of my shoes, hence the rust. And my shoebox, this was basically my shoebox, which was cool. I dig it, and I'm pretty sure all the little Android robots dug it too. I completed week 2. I passed week 2 with a 93.6. Week 4 we had, week 3, I'm sorry. Week 3 we had an overview, basically like explaining everything that we'll be going through for week 3. We had a sports branding review lecture video, a soccer jersey design video, a social media ad design video, We had another video for our discussion board where you had to watch on the evolution of soccer uniforms. That was our first actual assignment, should I say. You had to post which evolution era was strong for you, give reasonings as to why, respond to 2 people. That was our first actual assignment. Our second actual assignment was to do a Photoshop gradient poster. These are the specifications you really got to be careful for in this class because they will drag your grade down. Actually, for this assignment, it was once again, I didn't convert my RGB to CMYK. I converted my CMYK, which I started off with, in the RGB. That messed me up, whatever. But here are the specifications. Photoshop, InDesign, 8.5 by 11 inch pages in one file with a bleed of 0.125. It needed to be in CMYK, but like I just said, I did the opposite. No PNG files. You had to PDF and package the InDesign file, and then you had to take that InDesign file and compress it and upload it to the FSO page. That's a lot of specifications. Just pay attention to your specifications and just make sure that every time you are in a class that says you need to change this color mode, this color space to this color space, make sure you change those color spaces in Photoshop, not in InDesign, not in Illustrator. Change them in Photoshop, because if you don't change them in Photoshop and you try to do it later on, it's not gonna work. That was my problem. I thought I could finesse because I've already gotten so far in InDesign and Illustrator. I don't want to have to go back to the beginning in Photoshop just to do the whole process over again to get it in the same color. I thought that there would be a way that it will change everything that I added into InDesign and Illustrator. I could change that color space. So here was one page. It was nice, it was cute, it was cool. It was 2 pages, nice, cute, and cool, and that was all. So coming into it, this was kind of like the colors that Saturn gave me, which is why I made that their color. That was the grayscale. This was my home uniform. This was my away uniform, which I used the gradient poster design assignment as kind of like inspiration. This was my social media Instagram ad, and this is how the ad would look on Instagram, and that was all. That was my favorite. I passed week 3 with an 83. The beginning overview, we already spoke about no extensions unless it's a dire emergency. You know, that wasn't a dire emergency, I just overlooked it. All right, our third actual assignment was another one of those InDesign and Photoshop technique tutorials that we done, kind of like those 2 magazine posters that we did. Coming into our first poster design is basically just this guy. We photoshopped him. We masked him coming out so it can create like a 3D effect. For this one, we have fashion in the back of the model, so basically creating all of this, except for the name. We took another version of her original photo, which is just her in this background. We masked her out, brought that mask just with a transparent background in, so we could place her on top of a title, so it gives like just behind exactly how it looks. And lastly, we have this one again, just text wrap. It was real big for that one, and yeah, we passed that one with a 100. Last but not least, we had our overall project, the project that was giving me the most trouble. I did still get some points taken off because the specifications weren't met, which was just like that whole package situation. I got a 90 on it. I'm not upset about it. Unlike the first one, I made the greens a little darker. That's my alarm telling me, girl, don't be late for work. So yeah, I made my greens a little darker. I totally changed up my uniforms and kind of just added in that darker green and left the brown on the trims of the shirt. This one I just darkened it a little bit, so it's not necessarily still this light tan, it's a darker tan. This was my social media Instagram ad mock-up or poster, and here's the mock-up. So yes, that basically was week 4, and that was all. That was it. I said I passed the class. Here we are in our next class. We actually just started. I think we started on Labor Day. What was that, the 2nd? This is logos and symbols. Pretty sure for this one I read it in my past one. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't, because usually when I update y'all, I give y'all a little teaser on what the next class will be. So I don't know, maybe it's because we already started the class, but what I could tell you thus far is this class is interesting. Called logos and symbols. You're basically learning that exactly. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but what I will say is right now for week 1 we had what I could tell you now about this class that I don't like is that none of our lectures are live. They're all pre-recorded type thing, which is something I don't like. Then again, I work 11 to 7, lectures are at 2. I work in a hospital. I just can't really make it. But we've been learning about effective logo design, and a couple principles of designs. I can give y'all a teaser and say that for this class, you will be given the option to choose 2 countries that are your clients, and you just have to intertwine them together. But that's me not saying too much. You guys are gonna have to hear more about this class at the end of the month. So far, this class is enjoyable. I have no complaints thus far. I will tell y'all right now, with week 1 being all completed, I have a 93.42 right now. We need to get to work. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me. I see a lot of comments where people are like thanking me for my videos, and you don't know how much I appreciate that, because I want you guys to have the information that I didn't have when it came to searching up if you want to do graphic design here online at Wholesale or even in person. I also see a lot of people telling me that they're going to start soon, and I give you guys your hand claps. We'll see you guys at the end of logos and symbols. Comment below if you have any questions or concerns, and I will see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.